We're on the march. The Empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Let me tell you a little bit about one of our great sponsors, HomeGain.com. This is the place to get you started buying or selling a home, finding a realtor, and getting any real estate questions answered. Go to HomeGain.com and see what I'm talking about. All you need to do is type in your home address, and you will get an instant free estimate of your home's value online. This is a great way to be able to monitor the value of your home. And again, it's absolutely free. There are tons of tools to help you. For instance, if you want to remodel your home, go to HomeGain.com. Use their Home Sale Maximizer to help you determine which home improvements can most increase your home's value before you put it on the market. For 10 years, these folks have been helping home sellers and buyers. Visit their link at Infowars.com. Look for Max, the orange home gain gorilla, to help you with any real estate needs you might have. You'll love this site. It's HomeGain.com. HomeGain.com. Check them out today.
Alex told you the government announced recently that the recession is over. It ended on June of 2009. The millions of Americans unable to find work might not agree. Perhaps the recession ended for the bankers and government employees, but for the rest of us, things seem to be getting worse. Gold and silver haven't heard the news either. They've begun their long-expected journey to the moon. In addition to converting your shrinking dollars into gold and silver, you should consider a food savings account from eFoods Direct. They both make fabulous investments. Food is our greatest dependency, and we know it will be more precious than any financial resource. You and your family need food to survive a crisis, and you can't eat paper, stocks, or metals. Alex has been urging you to invest in delicious, easy-fix meals to enjoy now or save for long-term. This will freeze the cost of your food while you can still afford it. Visit eFoodsDirect.com on the internet or call 800-409-5633. That's eFoodsDirect.com or 800-409-5633.
When you're out on the road, the last place you want to be is on the road. But if the unfortunate happens, you'll be glad you were wearing diamond gussets.
There's a place down in Tennessee where they make blue diamond gusset jeans. They so pride in every stitch, guarantee you'll love the way they fit. Put a diamond gusset in the crotch where you need it most. Blue diamond gussets got it, others don't.
We turn jeans inside out. Diamond gusset jeans, made in the USA with unparalleled quality. Our Defender motorcycle jeans combine gusset comfort with Kevlar protection, so you can ride all day with confidence. Order yours at gusset.com. Diamond gusset jeans got it, others don't.
From the front lines of the information war, it's Alex Jones.
It's not just words when we get up here and say 9/11 was an inside job, okay? I wish it wasn't an inside job. But the entire official story has been proven to be a lie. 6 of the 10 commissioners have come out and said there's a criminal cover-up and a fraud. We've got Panetta, the head of the transportation agency, in the bunker with Cheney, watching him order the stand down at the Pentagon. We've got it all. We've got it all. I mean, it just, how the buildings fell. The police saying get back, they're going to blow 7 up. The firefighter tapes. The whole thing's a lie. And Wayne Madsen of Wayne Madsen Report is our guest. I want to get into all of this with you, Wayne, and then bring up WikiLeaks and a few other issues with you. And some of the new developments on that front. But why would the CIA come out 3 months ago in Spy Talk, that weekly column in the Washington Post, admittedly written by a former operative, and admit that they put out fake bin Laden videos? Why do they go on Fox and say, yes, the Army and the Marines are helping grow the opium? Why are they, why is Fox coming out and going, yeah, the 9/11 mastermind was meeting at the Pentagon 2 months later, and then he runs everything else? Why do they come out and admit that they ordered the cell phone videos, not just one, but now they're reporting multiple videos of the Fort Hood shooting? Why can't Congress get the emails where Major Hassan was communicating with Al-Awlaki for 2 years before. I mean, it's out. I guess let me try to answer my own question and have you answer it from your perspective. They know this is all out in the open, and so for those of us that are awake, and for good people inside government who are awake, and people in industry who are awake, the system's saying, yeah, we're terrorists, as just a way to brazenly terrorize everybody psychologically, and to further inoculate the brain-dead public, so as this stuff comes out, it's really not news anymore because they've already admitted it and hidden it in plain view. What's your view, Wayne Madsen?
Well, that's what I believe. I believe that the people who watch Fox News basically won't even understand the impact of this revelation because they don't know the other part. They obviously don't know about Abel Danger. They don't know about the Bin Laden meeting with Bush and Carlucci and the other Carlyle Group people at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel on the morning of 9/11 before the first plane even hit the tower in New York. So I think this is some sort of a conditioning process. But, you know, this follows just a day after, 2 days maybe after Fox and CNN both reported that Bin Laden was hiding in a house somewhere in northern Pakistan. I noticed they pulled that. You can't even hardly find it now on the web. But, I mean, what a ludicrous. I mean, the Pakistanis said it's ludicrous that, you know, here we have Bin Laden still alive. The only footage we have of Bin Laden that's legitimate is the one with him coming out of the cave in Afghanistan, and that's circa 1999, I suppose. It's a dated stock footage, but we haven't really seen anything. We've seen a fake Bin Laden after 9/11. You know, the guy that doesn't look like him and put on several pounds that we're told was Bin Laden.
Well, remember 3 years ago, it came out in British news that when they released, you know, surfaced video of 3 of the hijackers at an Al-Qaeda training base, and then there was a footnote a week later, oh, that was computer animated with video of them put into old videos of Bin Laden for a made-for-TV movie in England. I mean, they think we're so dumb.
Right, and I also recall the one where Bin Laden was giving a speech, and the only moved on him were his lips. It looked like one of the old Clutch Cargo cartoons, where the only lips were moving.
Well, they put another one out that is that standard program anybody can buy that they use in a lot of video games. It's basically the same template they use in the movie Final Fantasy, where everybody basically looks the same. They just change a few features. One of the videos was clearly a video game, 1997 quality graphic.
Oh, I think this is all part of the PSYOPs operation. Once again we find out that the Army PSYOPs has placed their people in newspapers in Savannah, Georgia, and in Raleigh, North Carolina. It's the Pentagon that basically is dictating this kind of news content today. Well, Fox comes out with something that clearly is embarrassing the Pentagon. So, I'll give credit where credit is due and say good on Fox for this, and good on them for exposing the role of the Israelis, the art students, and the people in the telecom business and the movers before and during and after 9/11.
Yeah, urban moving systems. But you notice they did 3 reports on that and never touched it again. In my gut, I think this is some type of high-level blackmail brinksmanship going on, I guess, with Fox licenses or something. I'm not sure, but, I mean, I think this is really high-level brinksmanship. It
very well could be. But this whole thing, it doesn't come as any great shock to me because remember, if Al-Awlaki is in the Pentagon in those months, who is running the Pentagon? It's Donald Rumsfeld and the neocon unit that they placed in there, Douglas Feith and the rest of these
The
guys.
Office of Special Plans, an admitted Israeli operation.
Absolutely. So that's how did this? They can't say it was an oversight because I remember covering the invasion of Iraq at the Pentagon. It was not an easy place to get into, and now they're trying to tell us this guy affiliated with Al Qaeda got in and had dined with the general.
Well, he dined with the Secretary of the Army.
well, maybe he also got a congratulatory handshake and a nice bonus for his previous work.
Because at the time, they're saying he was involved at the highest levels of the 9/11 attack, and then he struts in, hey, Secretary, I'm ready to have dinner. And they're like, high five, baby. Woo, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and then now we know he was also linked to the underwear bomber and the Times Square fizzle bomber. I mean, and remember the reaction of these two guys on the airplanes when they arrested them. They were very lackadaisical about the whole thing.
Well, the witnesses described when they got the underwear bomber on the plane in Amsterdam that he was disheveled, looked drugged, and had no papers, just like literally a homeless mental patient. And then whoever this sharp-dressed guy was like, look, you're putting him on the plane, and whoever it was had such authority. And then it comes out, State Department was ordered by an unnamed U.S. intelligence agency to get him on the plane.
Well, there we go. So it's as you have said, this is all hiding in plain sight. Obviously, now we know why the 9/11 Commission, people like Zelikow and the other clowns they had working on that commission, did not give full access to everything to the people who were demanding it, including the two chairmen of the commission and the other members. These were the tidbits, obviously, that they didn't want to have come out then, because it would have ruined the whole precept about 9/11 that they had sold, not only the American people, but tried to sell the world.
Wayne, let me ask you this, and then we'll get to a few other questions. I'll let you go because I know you're busy. Just in 2 minutes, we know the official story is a lie. We know that PNAC called for big terror attacks to be blamed on foreign enemies, just a retread of Northwoods. But when you look at this, my best analysis is, and we know the hijackers were trained at U.S. bases. We know they ordered the embassies in Saudi Arabia. This is on record to let them into the country, even though they were on terror lists. They were told, don't worry, their terror designation is a cover. We know all that. That's even in Time and Newsweek, hidden in plain view, that, oh, yeah, they were trained at U.S. bases. We know they were drilling, and that James Woods saw this on one of the planes, warned the FBI, was basically told to shut up a few weeks before. We know all of that's going on, and best I can tell, whatever went on with those aircraft, these guys thought they were taking part in airport security drills, which we know they do, always trying to sneak bombs in and the rest of it. That comes out all the time. The Navy SEALs do it. The Air Marshals do it. The FBI does it. The Pentagon does it. And that's also a nice cover in their drill to run a real attack. And that, what's your best breakdown? I know you don't like to speculate about what really went on 9/11.
Well, I believe these guys were probably thought that they were participating in some sort of official activity. Look, Muhammad Atta was on Jack Abramoff's casino boat a few days before 9/11 down at Madeira Beach, Florida. He had also been seen quite frequently at the Officers Club at Maxwell Air Force Base in Alabama. So here we have somebody who's not just the wild terrorist.
He's using drugs, he's drinking, he's got hookers every night, he's got tons of cash. All these guys have got, FBI paying for their houses, informants living with them, and oh yeah, this is a Muslim extremist. Sorry, go ahead. My gut feeling is Abel Danger, and what we know about it, and how they try to, they basically went after Kurt Weldon when he brought this all up. I think Abel Danger was the control, at least monitoring the people who were controlling these guys before and leading up to 9/11. And that's what, to interrupt and add more proof, that's what, of course, Sybil Edmonds has now broken her gag order last year and said, look, I was monitoring them for the FBI as an interpreter, and, quote, Al-Qaeda was under CIA command on the day of 9/11. And then what has Colonel Schaefer said here, as much as he can, he said, basically, look, there were private contractors protecting Al-Qaeda, and the Army wasn't allowed to move in, the light side of the Army, and that's what was going on.
Well, I believe it. And I think this is yet another clear indication that 9/11 was an Operation Northwoods that was actually carried out successfully, because no one was ever brought to trial for this act of treason. And we just had former Ambassador Joe Wilson say the other day that he accused Dick Cheney of committing treason by outing his wife Valerie Plame. Well, if Dick Cheney commits treason doing that, how do we know he didn't commit treason being involved in 9/11?
Well, this is a big deal that the Al-Qaeda 9/11 mastermind, the mastermind of the underwear bombing, the Fort Hood shooting, the Times Square dud, this Anwar Al-Awlaki is meeting at the Pentagon with the top brass and the Secretary of the Army 2 months after 9/11. I mean, this is huge, Wayne.
Well, let's not forget Sergeant Ali Muhammad from Fort Bragg, who was bin Laden's